Well, stop me if you've heard this one before. The offense is good enough, the defense sucks, and Flo Thamba is Flo Thamba. This is Locked On Baylor.
You are Locked On Baylor, your daily podcast on the Baylor Bears, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. Still a happy Wednesday. I am Sunburnt from Sports Illustrated's Inside the Bears. Thank you for making Locked On Baylor your first listen every single day. Baylor falls to Kansas State 75-65. I say this when things go poorly. I don't want this to become like a I hate Baylor basketball, they are so bad podcast. It's not going to be that today. It's not going to be that. But there are some glaring things that have either not been addressed or just not fixed. Two bad things have happened in the last 24 hours for me. One, I got a sunburn. The other, worse, Baylor men's basketball happened. A 3-point lead at halftime. You're thinking the same thing, like a similar script to the Kansas game. All right, you got a shot. You're going to win this. You can win this one on the road. If you lose to Jerome Tang again, your shot at a Big 12 championship is gone. And we'll get into that in the middle segment. This team's not going to win a Big 12 championship in the regular season now. It's just like it's mathematically, this is just it would be almost impossible. It's not going to happen. So you've got a squad. Back against the wall, you win it. You can win a Big 12 championship. You're up by 3 at halftime. Come on. This could be it. And then the defensive fall apart in the second half was laughable. It's like a broken record. 44 points for Kansas State in the second half. 31 in the first half. They took over this game in the second half and didn't look back. They led by as many as 14. They ended up winning this game by 10. What if I told you? Look, I'm going to give you numbers. I don't always give you numbers. I'm bad at that sometimes. I don't give you the real, the hard-hitting stuff. What if I told you that for Kansas State, they would only shoot 4 for 21 from deep, they would miss 6 free throws, and they would get out-rebounded? There you go. All right, sweet. Baylor wins. Baylor wins. Good deal. They actually had fewer bench points than Baylor, which is magnificent, by the way. Like, it just doesn't happen. Baylor wins because Kansas State shot 19% from deep. Kansas State missed 6 free throws. They lost the rebounding battle. All right, sweet. Well, then let's flip it the other way. Baylor goes 22 for 55. That's 40%. Not great. 39%. That means they were 39% from deep, by the way. 11 for 28, meaning the rest of their shots, they were 11 for their other 27 from 2. Not good. Adam Flagler, career worst day. This could have been his worst game at Baylor last night against Kansas State. Flagler finishes one made field goal, 1 for 13, 4 points, 0 for 6 from deep, 2 for 2 at the free throw line. That's good. 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 fouls, 2 turnovers in 38 minutes. Look, this is what I've been saying. This team relies so often on volume shooting. Shoot your way out of it. Live and die by the 3. We make enough 3-pointers, we can win. Honestly, 11 for 28 from deep, not that bad. It's not even bad. 39%, that's good. That should be good enough for you to win the game if you have literally anything else. I know what you might be thinking. Drake, that sounds dramatic. What do you mean literally anything else? Well, what is left? Pass shooting. What is dominant about this basketball team? The offense is good. We've established this. What is dominant about this basketball team? They rebound decently. That's not terrible. Not dominant, though. They are one of the worst teams in college basketball on the inside. They don't play very much defense at all. Like, they are the worst team in the Big 12 in defense, teetering around 100th in the nation in defense, the Scott Drew-led team. And they just got drubbed for the second time. They lost for the second time against Kansas State this year. Then, and maybe the crowning jewel of all of this, is Flo Thamba, friend of the program, by the way. I always preface it this way. I always do. I'm going to continue to do that. I don't hate Flo Thamba. I don't think he's a bad man. I want the best for Flo Thamba. Can you listening at home take a second and just picture Flo Thamba in your head? And then think about what the starting 5 of the number 9 team in America should be doing to opposing teams. Now, open your eyes. Did I tell you to close your eyes? I don't know how I even did. What if I told you Flo Thamba played just 16 minutes, had 2 points, and 1 singular rebound? That's right, folks. 1 rebound from the starting big man who started in a national championship game. I don't hate you. I don't hate Flo Thamba. But at some point, the definition of insanity is doing the same dang thing over and over again and expecting it to work. It is not working. It's not working. Preseason, we talked about, like, could Flo Thamba average 10 rebounds a game? Brendan McKinnon, he posed that question on this show. He has averaged 22 minutes per game this season, 4.8 rebounds, which is 1 rebound less than he had last season, where he wasn't elite. He had 1 rebound, 1 block game, I should say, last year. 0.4 this season, so he's not playing as big. He has more fouls. He has more turnovers. He has fewer points, and he's in his 5th year of college basketball. Luckily, though, last night, Flo Thamba finally put it all together. Flo had a total of 12 points and 8 rebounds. Oh, did I say last night? I meant the last 4 games combined. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. I don't want to rag the guy. I don't want to be mean. I don't want to be the guy who's like, oh, here he goes again talking about Flo Thamba. He's got a vendetta against him. At some point, people, at some point, coaching staff, somebody out there, please hear me out. When a guy, your starting center, goes 4 games, has 12 points combined and 8 rebounds, that is 2 a game, playing 20-ish minutes a game in that 4-game stretch, something has to change. You cannot keep doing it if it's not working. And it's not. It's just not. Like Josh O, I get it. Maybe he's not ready. But already, I like it. I put him out there. Somebody else. Caleb Lohner. It's like if we played a game, you know how in the All-State, this is harsh, but I'm going to go here. You know how All-State donates money to charity every time they make a field goal in college football? If we donated a lump sum to charity every time the ball went off of Caleb Lohner's hands and out of bounds, there'd be a happy charity somewhere. Somebody be feeling good right now. And I don't dislike Caleb Lohner. I think he's one of the hardest players in this team. Maybe are you playing too hard? What's he doing? Why is it not working, Caleb? Does he need more time? Does he need to grow? I don't know. Can't answer these questions, but it's like there's some holes here. There's some holes. Damn good movie, good book. Bad for Baylor basketball. All right, what's this team's ceiling? What's this team's floor? Let's go there next. But first, let's go to something happy. And there's very little that is more happy than FanDuel. FanDuel is the official betting partner of Locked On. It's the reason that I win money sometimes and lose money sometimes. Right now, you can be guaranteed basically to win money. I'm not going to tell you will 100%, but like you basically could with the NBA or college basketball, anything with a no sweat first bet up to $1,000. $1,000 you put on one bet. Baylor to win a basketball game. Might not be the best one. This team's still good, though. If it doesn't hit, if you lose, they lost to Kansas State. If you lose, you get $1,000 back in free play. It's safe, it's secure, it's super easy to use. There's spreads, there's money lines, there's totals, there's rebounds, assists. The XFL is tomorrow night, Thursday Night Football. I think the Seattle Sea Dragons are playing the Vegas Vipers. So many more exclusive bets. There's the 2x3. That's 2 3-pointers scored in the first 3 minutes. It's easy. Bigger payouts with same-game parlays. No sweat first bet. $1,000 in bonus bets when you go to FanDuel.com/locked on. FanDuel.com/locked on. You learn more there. Make every moment more with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Have I been mean? Was this tirade a little much for Baylor men's basketball? I mean, they've lost 2 straight, but they are both road games against Kansas teams. They're on the road. They look pretty sluggish, by the way, in both of those late in the game. Maybe they're just tired. They are now tied with Kansas State, who has the head-to-head lead in the Big 12. Kansas State, Baylor will drop out of the top 25, most likely after this one. And looking at the standings in the league, yes, it's over. I mean, that's it. You're done. You're 2 games back of Kansas, and there are very few games left. You're 2 games back at Kansas. You have 3 games left in Big 12 play. You do not play Kansas in that stretch. They are probably going to win the Big 12. And if they don't, then Texas will. Texas is in a decent spot to do so. Their next couple of games, they won against Iowa State last night. Wasn't that close. Then they get Baylor on Saturday. Going to be a great game. Please show up. It's not going to matter if the Big 12. I mean, if they lose that one, they're still in a spot, 2 games ahead of you with TCU on the road, tough game, and Kansas at home. One of those 2 teams has lined it up to win the Big 12 conference. So now what for Baylor? Okay. Look, I'm not a coach. I can't tell you what to do to improve everything. I can't tell you how to snap your fingers and make it all work. Do the step. Defensive intensity, got to improve. The ceiling of this team is going to be really good. The ceiling of this team is going to be Final Four caliber. The defensive intensity has got to improve. The rebounding, despite leading teams in rebounding, has to become more dominant. Nobody has ever gone into a game this season and thought, we got to rebound against Flo Thamba. They haven't. And bring the intensity a little bit more. Jonathan Chacho had a great game last night. I thought he did. We just need somebody, some dogs. Some guys are like, all right, I'm going to get a board every single time. I'm going to get a board every time. And this team's ceiling, if it's going to be good, they got to shoot the ball with more purpose. There's so many offenses. Have you noticed? And look, I had a lot of these same issues when they were winning, by the way. I don't want this to be like, they're losing now, I can poke holes. No. These holes have been, they have been poked for weeks. The offense in the second half, especially Kansas State, becomes so stagnant. Let's have one guy dribble the ball. And that's what it is. And he'll drive it inside, maybe kick it out. Maybe he won't drive it inside. Like that West Virginia game at home felt like Baylor's offense kind of moved like a machine when they started going on the runs. And then I don't know if it's going on the road or maybe playing better defensive teams, which I wouldn't consider Kansas State to be. Yeah, they're a good defensive team, but shouldn't shut you down like this. Shouldn't make your offense look like it's just not churning correctly. It's frustrating. It's frustrating to watch my TV and think, oh, yes. That's the same thing we saw in the last possession. Hopefully this 3-pointer we jack up goes in. It does a good portion of the time, but it's not going to win you games in March. That's where I'm trying to go with this. That's what I'm trying to go with it. Your ceiling's not to win the Big 12 conference. It's not going to happen. That's okay. Let's go. Let's reset. This team's a 3 seed, a 4 seed in the Big 12 tournament. And I say you still want to get bounced in 2 games. You don't want to go too long in the Big 12 tournament. Why? Nobody wants to do that. You get bounced in the Big 12 tournament. Let Texas win it. Let Oklahoma State win it. I don't care. Let one of the teams that deserves to go to the tournament win it. That's fine. Don't win it. Get bounced in 2. And Evan Mia posted a bracket a couple days ago. This bracket had 2-seed Baylor playing number 15 seed Vermont. And you guessed it. In this simulation, again, just a simulation, I get that. The Vermont Catamounts beat the Baylor Bears in basketball. And you know what? Those are good analytics going against the Bears when it comes to Vermont being picked against Baylor in this simulation. I get it. The next simulation will probably have Baylor in the Final Four. They've got that capability. The ceiling's still there, but they're going to run into a team at some point down the stretch here that keeps Baylor, Baylor's not going to shoot that well. And the defense is not going to step up like that. They're going to play a physical, aggressive team who's going to rebound the basketball. They're going to score in the fast break because Baylor's not the fastest team in America. I don't if you're watching Baylor's bigs run up and down the floor, it's not crazy speed going on there. They're going to play a fast team that plays very aggressive, that gets rebounds. They're going to play. It doesn't even have to be a Kansas. It doesn't have to be I get it. I mentioned how they played at Kansas. You play Kansas on the road. That you could run into a team like this in the round of 32. Sure, yeah, you're not going to play Kansas on the road in March in the first few rounds. Yes. But you're going to play a team that out-hustles you. I've already, second half of these last 2 games, Baylor's been out-hustled. You're going to play teams that will out-hustle you, play teams that rebound better than you, that they crash the board with this fervor. They got a big man down low. The next team Baylor plays, if Baylor gets Purdue, and Purdue has big guys down low, who's going to stop them? Who's going to stop them? Big Ten teams, they're going to be a real tough matchup for Baylor because they're big and 10. Pac-12 teams, I don't know. Somebody fast that can shoot. Washington State, who's not good, gave Baylor fits earlier this season. ACC teams, they're not good, but there's some scary ones. There's some ones you don't really want to see come March. I'm Big East. I think any Big East team that makes the tournament will have a great shot to unseat Baylor, to beat the Bears in the first few rounds in March, because these teams are going to play gritty basketball. They're going to crash the boards. They're going to say, look, you think you can shoot your way out of this game? Well, you can't. It's going to be a game where Baylor doesn't shoot the ball that well. Like, you saw them shoot the ball well in this game. Like, live and die by the three. They kind of lived by the three against Kansas State, and they still died. That's not good. There's like some not good signs here. So yeah. That's that. What's the ceiling? I still think, like, I'll end on a positive note. I still think this team can go to the Final Four. I do because they've got so many dynamic guards. When Flo Thamba steps up and play like he did on April 5th of 2021 in the national championship, when he plays like that monster, that mountain of a man, this team becomes a different level. Jonathan Chachua keeps putting up double-doubles. This team's at a different level. If the defense comes together, if LJ Cryer plays defense, if Keyonte George plays defense, if Flagler keeps up pace on defense, then this team's got great potential. If they put it together, if they put the effort together, the energy together, that fervor to win, they've got a real good shot to put something special together, but you're not seeing it. You're not seeing it night in and night out. You're not seeing it on a consistent basis. And there are a lot of teams to make that case for, but look at Kansas. Talk about peaking at the right time. Look at Kansas. Look at Texas to a pretty big extent. These teams are clicking. They're machines. They're doing it. The effort stuff. They're doing the extra stuff. They're not living and dying by the three. They're just playing physical, good, consistent basketball. Why can't Baylor do that? Easier said than done, sure. But then why can't they? What's keeping this team from being at its best when it needs to be? It is Wednesday, February 22nd. That is 7 days away from March, something like that. It is coming. It's coming. And I don't think Baylor's ready. You know what I'm ready for? Built Bar. Give me a Built Bar. Hashtag cut for Cancun. No, cut for Cabo this year. I've been trying to not slim down, but just, shape up. That's a good way to put it. And I've been looking for a delicious treat to help me do so. It's also got it. Only a few calories. That's why I go get a Built Bar. You got to try these. Built Bar is perfect for the holidays. Buy your girlfriend one for Valentine's Day. Oh, Valentine's Day is gone? Well, I bet she's mad at you that you didn't buy her anything. Buy her some Built Bars. They're healthy. They're 100% real chocolate. That's right, real chocolate. They have churro, peanut butter brownie, coconut almond. I'm not sure how they do it, but they do it. These bars, they taste like candy bars. They only have 130 calories, 4 grams of sugar, whopping 17 grams of protein. It's insane. So you don't need to wait around to get a box either. You go right now, go to Walmart, go to Sam's Club. You get a 4-pack at Walmart. You get a 13-pack at Sam's Club, or you go to Built.com. Cookies and cream's good. My personal favorite is the coconut puffs. There's the almond one that I think is pretty good too. All that and more. Check it out. Let me know what you think if you get one. That's Built.com or Sam's Club or Walmart. All right, Scott Drew took media postgame. Scott, what do you think about the loss to Kansas State and Jerome Tang?
Another typical Big 12 game. Great crowd environment. K-State played like you're supposed to on your home court, and I thought Keyontae Johnson, we really had trouble matching up with him all night. And then Nowell struggled from the field, but 10 assists, 0 turnovers. And at the end of the day, when you're not making shots, how do you help your team win? 10 assists, 0 turnovers, that's one way. Getting to the free throw line, 10 for 10 is another. So I'm a big fan of those two. Hate playing against them, but they're first-team all-leaguers, and really like them as individuals from what Coach Tang's told me about them.
Scott, is this on? Okay, Scott, like Saturday, y'all looked in good shape coming in the second half. What do you think happened this time in the second half?
Yeah, I don't know. Both halves, our defense really struggled. We gave up 58% today and 63% at Kansas. And our offense led to some of that. Today they had 19 points on our turnovers. And I do think we have an unbelievable backcourt, but we can't give up 19 points in turnovers. Part of being a good backcourt is taking care of the rock. And tonight, credit them. They forced in some turnovers, and they took advantage of them. And at the end of the day, in Big 12 games, transition points are huge, and that leads to paint points. They outscored us in the paint 42-16. So got to take care of the ball, and we've done that. We had the lowest turnover percentage coming into this week. So our guards have really done a good job of that. But this week we weren't as good as we have been.
And Scott, looked like transition defense improved a lot from KU to tonight, but where does the defense maybe still need to improve down the stretch into the NCAA tournament for you all?
Well, every game we're going to keep switching up what we do until we find something that works. So I love our staff and that we're not gonna handle the defense not getting better. We'll find a way to get it better. We strode a lot of strides. That's why we won 10 of 13. But our offense has been really good, and now when our offense isn't real good, we got to make sure our defense can carry us, because you can't guarantee you're always going to make shots. So taking care of the basketball, taking away transition points, getting good shots on the offensive end so you can get offensive rebounds, getting to the free throw line. And we've been really, really good at that, making free throws tonight. Didn't get there enough, didn't make enough. Same thing at Kansas. So it's been one of the best free throw shooting teams I've ever had. So that'll come back.
Keyonte, how frustrating is this for you? You guys have looked in good shape again going in the second half. How frustrating is that?
It comes back to all of us. It's a team effort. And, in the second half, the things that we were giving up or the things that we can control, we just got to play harder, including myself. Just go out there and just, play Baylor basketball. That's what we got to do. Stop worrying about all the other things. We're going to figure out what we need to get better at, and, you'll see a different team from now.
Keyonte, you all started 0-3 in Big 12 play, then won a lot in a row. Is there anything you felt like you all learned about yourselves from that tough start to league play that you can take away from the 2-game losing streak?
Everybody knows we went 0-3, and then we went on that winning stretch. And, we just found our identity, figuring out, what are we really in this for? And, we always talk about playing, going there and playing for our audience of one. And, that's our Lord and Savior. We want to show that to y'all each and every night. And, we was able to go on that winning streak and not worrying about the outside noise and just, just playing for one another, playing with joy. And, but now, we're on a 2-game losing streak. We're going to go back home and, put in more work. That's really it. That's all we got to do.
Scott, what's the focus now? 3 games left, then you're into March. Is it just try to kind of get on a roll?
We're trying to get better each and every day. The great thing about the Big 12, there's quad 1-win opportunities every night. There's top 25 games every night. And that's why Keyonte and these guys came to Baylor, to be in the best conference, and been here 20 years. It's the best it's ever been, top to bottom. So it's a great honor and privilege, and like he said, it's a great opportunity and it's a great platform for us to play with joy. And we win, we lose, God gets the glory. No one got hurt. Everybody lives to play and improve. And I love our guys. They don't like losing, and they're great people. And if you have those two things as a coach, you're pretty lucky.
Coach Drew.
First of all, Coach Tang should be National Coach of the Year, period. They had 2 players. They filled the whole roster. They're picked at the bottom. He'll get my vote, and that's not because he's my brother. He's earned it.
Coach Drew, did you and your staff consider look at any counters to Nowell and him getting in penetration?
I think we used 4 defenses. I got 1 defense that will work, him graduating.
Sure. Scott, looks like you've been extending the guards in terms of how many minutes you want to play him down the stretch. Is there kind of a cap on how much you want to play him, or is it end of the season, if Adam and Keyonte and LJ need to go 40, they're going to have to go 40 some nights?
That's something we got to analyze as a staff, because I don't know if we got tired in the second half either on the road. But we trust them. My job's to make sure I don't put them in positions to fail, though. So we'll look at all the analytics, figure out everything, and see second half why we didn't have the juice and weren't able to do what we did first half.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
That was Scott Drew. You know, that's just how I feel. I thought there for a little bit. I saw some glimpses when John came back of, okay, this team's going to put it together consistently. They're going to win the Big 12. They've got the it factor back. And they're right back to where they were a few weeks ago. Opening a Big 12 player, it's like, oh, they struggled to close out games. They struggled to do like the little things right. They turned the ball over a lot. Kansas State had like 18 points off turnovers, forced 13. They only turned the ball over 7 times. That's not good. Come back tomorrow. Hopefully we'll talk about something nicer than this. Something a little more upbeat. Basketball, maybe football. Softball's good. This has been It Always Will Be. Come back tomorrow. Thanks for making it your first listen every single day. That means a lot to me, actually. It does. If you're listening to this, Brandon McKinnon, thank you. Scott Bancali, Scotty B, thank you for listening as well. Those are my 2 thank yous today. Locked on. See you tomorrow. Baylor.